What's going on? This is Big G from G Riders and welcome to another episode of Test Your Rides. Today, I'm going to be testing out the 2019 Kia Sorento LX V6. Welcome to the 2019 Kia Sorento. The third generation of the Kia Sorento was introduced back for the 2015 model year, and from its predecessor it got bigger, more efficient, higher quality, and honestly, in my opinion, better looking. Here in 2019, this is the mid-cycle refresh of the Kia Sorento in the third generation. So they added some new technology and some new, just overall small updates to make this car even more successful than it already is.
For the 2019 model year, the Kia Sorento is in its mid-cycle refresh. So with this year, it's added some new refinements to both the interior and some new stylings for the exterior. Some of the big news for the 2019 model is the simple fact that this car comes with an 8-speed automatic now for the V6 models, and also there are a couple more standard features including the third row. And honestly, I do like the way this one looks a little bit better. It just looks like it matches the rest of Kia's lineup.
This Kia Sorento I have here behind me is the 2019 Kia Sorento LX V6. So that means this car does have the 3.3 liter V6 that has 290 horsepower and 252 foot-pounds of torque. Since this vehicle is all-wheel drive and it's a family SUV, it does weigh about 4,100 pounds, which is average for this car class. But this car does have a new 8-speed automatic transmission. But because it's a V6 and a heavy vehicle, even with the 8-speed automatic transmission, it still only gets about 19 in the city and 24 out on the highway, which honestly, I don't think that's good enough. I think they should have done a little bit better on that, especially by adding 2 more gears to the transmission. The great part about the Kia Sorento is kind of the value for the money aspect of it. So you can get a basic stripped out Kia Sorento with the third row and most of the features that this one has for about $31,000. But this one I have here, since this literally is one step up from the base model, so this is still technically kind of a base model, but this is like one step up. This car starts at about $32,000, and with the all-wheel drive, that brings this car up to about $34,000, which is a good deal for a family SUV that comes with, blind spot monitoring, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, backup camera, and all of the other equipment and features that this vehicle has here. So, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. Welcome to the interior of the 2019 Kia Sorento. The first thing that you notice when you hop inside the vehicle is just like how decent quality this vehicle is. Remember, this car is basically a base model, and it has this nice black stitching here on the dash. The dash feels pretty nice. It's not leather wrapped or nothing, but it looks nice up there where you rest my arm. It's actually decently soft considering this is a base model. And I kind of like just the overall design of the cockpits. Kias have been doing a great job on just the overall ergonomics and the quality of their interiors here. Starting here on the steering wheel, so this is not the leather wrap steering wheel, but I do like the steering wheel design. This reminds me a lot of something like that you'll find in a luxury car, which is kind of cool. I like the feel. It's not leather wrapped or nothing like that, so it does feel kind of cheap, but honestly, it's not horrible. Moving over here to the center console, I like just kind of this, there's a lot of plastic here, which is fine. This is a base model, so I'm not even gonna I know I keep saying that, but it's not that big of a deal. I like the silver around the infotainment screen, and I like the infotainment system just because it comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard equipment, which is very nice. I'm glad that, Kia's been doing that for a while, but I think the Sorento was one of the last cars to actually get that as standard equipment, so I'm glad they have it now. So moving over here to the other side, I like this little fake wood trim there. It's kind of dark and brown, but it doesn't look too obvious fake, which I really like. But overall, there's not a whole lot to say about this interior because it's only moderately updated for the 2019 model. Most of the updates with this car came in terms of the engine and transmission choices, and just a couple more new safety equipment items on the vehicle. But besides that, this interior is relatively the same. It's the same comfortable, spacious, useful interior that it's always been. I mean, you guys know I'm a big dude. I'm over 6'1" and over 350 pounds. And this car is extremely comfortable, which it should be. It's a family SUV. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the back and see what that's looking like. Welcome to the back of the 2019 Kia Sorento, and just like the front, the back is pretty spacious too. So I have this seat right here, back where I drive, and I'm actually pretty comfortable. I could last for a while back here because you can put your feet under the seat there, and there's enough room for my knees, and then I could you lean the seat back. If I had to like make room for people in the third row, that'd be kind of a problem. But just as a 5-seater configuration, it's not bad. Got a nice little center console. Armrest with some cup holders there. There's some nice USB ports here in the car, and you got the good old classic 12-volt cigarette lighter plug, which is, you know, standard. But as for kind of the basic model of this Kia Sorento, it's very, very reasonably equipped. Like 35 grand for this. This is a pretty good deal. Only thing I would like to maybe see at this price point is push button start, like how Nissan does it. But again, you know, not everybody's doing that. SUVs are very hot selling vehicles at this point, so asking for something like push button start as standard equipment is kind of a lot to ask. I mean, there's only a couple makers that do that, like Ford and Nissan and, you know, GM and all those who do that in their family SUVs as standard equipment. But for someone like Kia, that's kind of going more after the value, you know, that is, you know, fine that they don't do that. But you know, eventually I'd like to see that on some of the future vehicles. All right, let's go ahead and go out and take this bad boy for a drive. All right, welcome to the driving portion of the 2019 Kia Sorento. All right, let's hop out here on the road and see how this thing does. Go straight over into sport mode. Alright, so how does the new Kia Sorento drive? Well, the Kia Sorento has never been a bad driving car, but for some reason with this 2019 model, they just added some more quality, some more solid feeling, and some more like just overall like almost like luxury that they added into this vehicle. Like, you guys see that little pull real quick? That wasn't too bad, right? Especially for a 4,000 pound SUV, especially this car only has 850 miles on it. Like, this 3.3 liter V6 is definitely a very smooth engine choice for this car. I mean, it like I said, it doesn't get the best fuel economy, but this car gave up its fuel economy to be super smooth, which I like quite a bit. I mean, I'm gonna pause here for a second. Do you hear any road noise? There's not much, right? It's crazy. You know, Kia has been just chipping away every single year at making their cars just a lot higher quality, not cheap feeling at all. And honestly, even though this is basically the base model of the Kia Sorento, this car does not feel like a cheap car. It feels like a quality, decent product out of Kia. So let's kind of just go into some of the basics of it. So how's the ride? Very comfortable, very supple, very forgiving, not sporty, of course. I mean, why would it be? It's a Kia Sorento. It's a family SUV, not a sports car. Transmission is buttery smooth. Shifts pretty fast at the red line. All right, let's go around some corners here. Steering is pretty responsive. It's not completely dead, which is nice. It's decent steering for a family crossover like this. And power. Pretty good. Power's pretty decent in this vehicle. And with a little bit of speed, it's pretty confidence inspiring. So, I mean, what's there to say about this Kia Sorento? It's a solid 7-passenger SUV that's comfortable, quiet, safe feeling. It's like there's nothing bad about this vehicle. Like, I think that the Kia Sorento is definitely, in my opinion, of one of the top 5 in the family crossover market. I think that it's big, but it's not as big as something like the Atlas. It's powerful, but not as powerful as something like the new Ascent. You're gonna see that review here pretty soon. and it doesn't look as good as something like, I don't know, like the Explorer. I think the Explorer is one of the better looking of the family crossovers. This car does nothing wrong. Like, there's nothing really to say. There's nothing really bad to say about this car. You know, it's comfortable. It looks good. It's pretty affordable. It's a safe, solid feeling vehicle. Everything that you touch and feel is pretty decent, even though this is a base model. And I'm sure it'd feel even better if this was for the top end models. And like, I mean, there's nothing else to say. What else do I say? So if you're looking for a comfortable, easy to drive, nice to drive, quiet, high build quality, solid feeling, pretty affordable, 7 passengers family SUV, you should definitely look no further than the 2019 Kia Sorento. But at least get the EX. The EX is kind of the best deal because you're at least getting a couple more options on it. Because, I mean, this is the base model and the EX is like the mid-range model, so the EX is the one definitely to get. The LX is nice, but the EX is the one to get if you're going to kind of get the bang for the buck aspect on this car. So, if you like this video, hit me with a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, keep riding with me. Thanks for watching.